What?
Sorry, don't worry.
Today is the day. It is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Everything has led up to this very moment because I am about to learn how to carve a spoon. No, I want to make tiny spoons out of wood. I'm out here with Stuart of Living Edge Carpentry on Instagram. He's a traditional English craftsman and a woodworker. You can check out a previous video where we toured a little cabin that he made over in Oban. And we're out here in Scotland and he's gonna teach me how to carve a spoon. So I'm super excited and he's gonna teach you too. So come on and let's check it out. Hopefully this doesn't end with me in the hospital. Cross your fingers. I'm out here with Stuart and we have a piece of birch that we found on the ground and he just cut up and brought it out here. And he is cutting off a piece for me to carve a spoon.
Okay, so we split our piece of wood in half and then in quarters, and then one of those quarters we've flattened each side to try and make just a simple cooking spoon, which is straight. There's no crooks or bends or curves. It's just a straight spoon for your first spoon.
Okay.
That's what I started out with. Little pencil.
Check.
And then you can either do this freehand or you can
draw it.
You draw yourself some lines. I tend to do things freehand a lot of the time, just so it's just that one's a bit wobbly. But you can draw around that as a guide. You know, that's kind of like the right length. Draw around it, and it gives you somewhere to work to, some lines to work to. And then we'll start beavering away and taking everything that's not spoon-like away from the bit of wood. So hold it nice and tight, and just go gently and just keep that. The bowl of the spoon is obviously the bit where you've got loads of flexibility where the handle is, but the bowl of the spoon wants to be centered. And we will. So what you want to do is just where the bowl of the spoon meets the handle, we just want to do a couple of saw cuts down to that point. Yeah. You can do it at an angle, but I would say I usually cut those at the angle so I don't have to mess about afterwards. Clamp in there. Hold tight with your thumb and just letting the saw glide really easily down to the point. So I'll let you finish that one off. Level. That's just down a little bit. Index finger. Let's have that out. That's it. That's perfect. That's it. Just doesn't matter. So really, if we place our axe here, just over away from where the handle's going to finish, we place an axe in there. It's going to line up with your cut. Really, you want a little bit left on your cut. You know, you don't want to be trying to get this right next to your edge because you're going to end up splitting the timber all the way through. Then, okay, so this is like a stop cut. So I just hold the axe on the piece of wood and then just drop down a couple of times. Okay,
nice.
Yeah. So you're just going to hold down here. Yeah, this axe is not going to leave the piece of wood. So you've basically, the first one's just a little one to register the axe into the piece. So that's not going to slip on left or right. And then we're just going to drop down, it's all about using the weight of the axe head. That's it. That's it. And keeping your hand well out the way on the other side of the timber, and you're not forcing this, you're just using the weight of the head of the axe, and you can just work it real gentle. And just a little bit of a encouragement, and you can just work a whole piece off like that, and it will eventually just give up. Yeah?
Really nice.
Yeah, that's good. Get in there.
Huh?
Yeah. Otherwise you were just tucking it in there again.
Silly.
Yeah. Silly sausage, we say in the UK.
Silly sausage.
Yeah. You need more aggression. It's an aggressive sport, spoon carving. Angry people do it to calm down.
Really?
I certainly do. That's looking...
Like shit?
No, it looks nice. It's fantastic.
I mean, how far am I going here?
Well, basically, the point of the axe is we get it, the axe is removing a lot of material, so you know, essentially the spoon is predominantly carved with a knife, with two knives. So the axe is just there to remove as much material as possible, and you're not having to resharpen your knife and overexert with a knife. Angles needs to be
even more. Oh
yeah. So that's 45 degrees. So we're going about here. Yeah, I would say. That's good. Same the other side. It's my tutor's wand. Right, that's what I'm talking about. That's really nice. I think that's looking great.
Now we're cooking with fire.
Yep. Not half.
What?
It's alright, don't worry about it.
What is that?
Hey?
What does that mean?
I don't know, my granddad used to say it. I don't know what it means. Not half, it just means not half.
Oh.
Not half bad, you've never heard that?
Oh,
That's
see.
not half bad. However you say it. I can play you some music while you're doing this on the saw.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Lovely.
I'm here till Tuesday. This is a Scandinavian single bevel blade, so it just has one angle down to the sharp point. It's really easy to sharpen by simply doing 2 or maybe 3 passes one side and then alternating and just holding it firm on the angle. Much easier than keeping a blade like a more contemporary blade with a micro bevel, which requires those little gadgets you see sold in kitchen shops and things. This is a blade you can maintain yourself in the bush or wherever you are, just with a simple stone. Okay, so we're just going to remove back to here so it's starting to look rounder rather than square. I'll just hold that by my index finger under there rather than anywhere silly, out the way. Really you're using like the hilt of the knife down by the handle. You know, here there's going to be too much leverage and for finer work you'd use the tip, but for removing material you're really using it down by the hilt. Thumb is behind the blade. You're holding this solidly, and you are just pushing and turning, and then you're going to remove, and that's just should be effortless. There shouldn't be any, there's no, you know, you're not trying to panic and, you know, fire the knife out. This hand is solid, you know, it's not moving really at all. It's just holding the knife in place and you're just pushing like that. It's worthwhile persevering with it, definitely. I think a lot of people, they start carving, they think, oh fucking hell, I thought it was going to be easier than that.
It's a slow process, but it's coming together.
I've just drawn a little inner circle for the bowl of the spoon. We've got a crook knife here now, which is just a curved blade, which is good for removing, hollowing out for a spoon. And basically all we're doing is just cutting towards ourselves like that, but we're not moving our hand towards ourselves, we're just literally closing our hand together. So once the cut finishes, there's no contact with the blade, and just constantly being careful where our fingers are.
It's gonna take forever. Cup of tea time.
Cup of tea time.